Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Blast off. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go OffWorld. Geek out with us live where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go OffWorld. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies, and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Blast off! Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go OffWorld. Let's go OffWorld. Let's go OffWorld. Hey, hey, hey! Let's go OffWorld tonight.
Woo-hoo. It is Friday night. We got our flannels on. Jesse and I, part of the flannel gang.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a theme.
I just got cold right before the show.
Me too, but I just put on a hat.
Jesse's just Jesse.
I'm just wearing my clothes.
Well, thank you for that. I think Dooch is going to be here. He's the one that made the promo pick, so I honestly don't know what the hell we're talking about. But yeah,
We will talk about something either way.
Joe, how you doing tonight?
I'm just thrilled to be back, baby. Kick the tires and light the fires. Let's
Been a
go.
couple weeks. We had a week with no OffWorld, and then we had last week where you abandoned me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to see
That
you
is
back.
correct.
I thought maybe you quit on us, like you were just done.
Oh no, never, man, never. It's just
Chris,
something.
I love how
came up like-
there's
Go
one
ahead,
speed bump and Curtis is like everything is over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean,
Yep.
listen, I understand. Dooch has got shit, whatever. His kids are always like doing something and he can't make it. And you got your D&D thing, but like Joe's here every week with me. And then it was just like all of a
Yes.
sudden not. So
Well, Joe added 4 kids to his responsibility list, and that there was some adjustments that needed to be made. I had to miss a couple episodes, but I'm back and I'm here to stay
well,
because kids are kids. They'll get used to not seeing me during OffWorld. It's all right.
in
Like-
in the words of Walter Hagen, I don't want to rub it in, but while you're adding kids, I just got news today that one of mine's moving out.
Oh, you bugger. I'm so jealous.
Woo-hoo! So I just got a new customizing studio room. So
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be a few more weeks, but yeah, pretty excited about that. So
Yeah, I bet, man.
Yeah.
I've had plans for like my own children when they moved out for, well, as long as they haven't moved out. Yeah.
yeah. I'm debating on either moving some of my collection upstairs, and then just continue to customize down here, or take that room and make it an entire customizing area. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be getting part of my house back. So yeah, that's exciting.
Awesome.
Jesse?
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Jesse, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I don't have any children, so I have neither that responsibility or blessing.
Mm.
I mean, I feel like I'm 5 children at the same time myself.
I could see that.
So yeah, I don't know what to make with that, but yeah. I'm good. I'm customizing and getting ready for Legion's Con and all that what's the word? Jazz?
There you go. That works. Good D&D last week.
Yeah, we started it's not a one shot, but we last year we started doing like a Halloween like sub session where one of our other players takes over doing like a mini adventure like kind of spooky. And this year we worked it into our characters in the campaign we're playing. So we each got to pick because we all have 2 characters. We all picked one of the characters to go on this adventure, which is kind of fun to get to, because we'll get to like get experience and stuff from this while still having a fun tangential story that the DM gets to play normal DM gets to participate in as a player for a change. So
right on. I'm going to jump in real quick because it was a while ago now, maybe 5 years ago. I decided to run a horror themed adventure on Halloween based in a contemporary setting. And I actually gave a couple of the players nightmares, and that was the last time that anyone would want to play in my horror themed adventure. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I overdid it a little bit.
And Jesse, I seen you've been working on your Dio thing for Legions Con, going into the shop and kind of putting some work on that. How's everything going with that?
It's going good. I had to wait till this weekend to get paid to get some more supplies I needed. Supplies. Tomorrow and Sunday, hopefully getting it complete.
I was actually kind of hoping you guys would say my name 3 times and then I was going to pop in, but I think Curtis threw me in prematurely.
So he did say dooch, and I said dooch.
There you go.
So at this point, with less than 2 weeks left, do you feel in pretty good shape with your Dio and with everything you got left to do and stuff?
I do. I feel, here's the thing with me. Obviously I've talked about mental health stuff and anxiety and stress and all that jazz. I don't feel that about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the crunch time actually makes me feel more creative because I have a goal. It's not, I need to get 26 figures done, 65 head. It's not that. I know, because I didn't count how many I have to do. So I don't know a number to say. But I know what I want to get done, and I'm enjoying the, get home, work on stuff, get into the shop on the weekends, get that done. And, most of the stuff I'm working on is stuff I'm doing for myself, not necessarily for sale. So I don't have that pressure to, overthink it for sale's sake and just enjoy the characters. So
that's good. Yeah, I kind of feel like when the time crunch hits, I'm a lot more productive, and I'm working on a couple essays. Actually, I just finished one new custom yesterday. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show it. It's something that I've worked on for Len, but I think Joe specifically is going to love it. So, can't wait to show that off. But I got one more to get done. And unfortunately, I'm going to be traveling for work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I've got to really try to put the hammer down this weekend. So,
and I'll say probably tonight I'll sneak in another teaser for my cast of characters for the Hearthwood idea I'm doing.
Nice.
And that I don't know if I'll have one every day, but hopefully every couple days I have a little glimpse of a bit of the characters. I want to save the big reveal for the show since it's not stuff that's for sale. I don't feel the need to show up everything. Plus, we're having our shooting the shelf next weekend.
Yep.
Our table episode. So I'll have a bunch of stuff to show there. So
now, is there going to be a story with that too, on top of the characters that you're having and stuff?
It's more of a concept of a location in the post I made yesterday on Instagram and Facebook. And each character is going to have their own kind of story and where they fit into everything. But it's more of it was just more of a way to get a place that was forest critter characters that weren't just all in Xylona's flock for the sake of being in Xylona's flock. Because,
Gotcha. Like doing a bunch of swigs and sending them out to every faction. So
yeah, that sounds lame.
It sounds awesome. Joe, speaking of customs, I know last time we talked, for those that just that checked out Legion's Quest, we might have talked about it before the episode though. You had mentioned that you had a pretty rough accident. Your shelf fell and you had
that's the remains of it. right there.
have you gotten a chance to evaluate the situation, and is there damage?
I have not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that I couldn't. I had plenty of time to do it. I'm just afraid to because I know there's damage. The entire shelf collapsed on all of my customs. I know there's broken parts. I just don't want to. I don't want to dig into that right now. Just
that's rough.
I'll wait till I have a bad day and I'm already like, ugh, and then I'll be like, let's just get all the suffering out of the way at once. Yeah.
All right, Dude, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
I am present and accounted for.
That's all we can ask for, really. It's for you to show up maybe once a month.
I'm in my contract.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Call some folks in the chat. We got Blake, aka Recon Rage, out there. Jeremy Gobier, Stacy Lynn, two of my favorite Lyns. We got Kemp Pool Collects. He's awesome. Jeffrey Evans, Legends Collector 1321. Forget about those first 1320. Those guys are all lame, but 1321, that's the dude. We got Jordan, aka Wholesome Warlock, is out there. Darla Ackerman, I know that lady. Yeah,
she is the greatest Ackerman
for sure
in the universe.
Except for my daughter Alexis Ackerman, who's getting ready to move out and give me more space in my house, because that's that puts her number one in my book right now. We got Brian Lynn, my third favorite Lynn, also doing a fantastic job with some stuff for Legion's Con. He's been just pumping out stuff. He's got all those torches and everything. I saw he had sent some to Robo, and Robo had reviewed them and put it on his channel, which is just awesome to see somebody in our community have something on that channel. That was cool. Van is out there. We got Dork Lair. Who else? Scroll. We got Stephanie Orkin out there. She's been working on with Dave on those Legion's Lady shirts. They're looking fantastic. They've got Stephanie's got a special coming up on Tuesday on Glyos. So if you're big into Glyos, or if you're like me and you've never dipped your toes in but you're kind of curious, check out that special coming up on Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
Steph, if you can kind of drop in the chat the actual time on that and channel and all that, where people could find it, that would be awesome.
Would you say you're Gly curious?
I would definitely say that I'm Gly curious. Yes. We got Santos Rivera out there and Patrick Boyle. Speaking of Riveras, Mark Rivera last night won the Darla Dragon. So Darla's been working on these like little miniature dragons. This isn't part of my pickups, but just kind of shameless self-promotion or Darla promotion. I don't know. Let me see. So she's worked on these little dragons for Legion's Con, and they revealed them last night on Legion's Ladies, and we gave one away, and the first one to go out is for Mark Rivera. So we'll be seeing him at the show. Luckily, he's my next door neighbor. He's sitting right there with Jesse, so I won't have to go very far to hand it to him.
No, just make sure you hand it to him as soon as he walks in with boxes in his hands.
Yes, that's exactly the plan. Yes. and I'm sure Mark will be like, "Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it." And then I'll turn to Jesse and go, "See, that's what you do. That is how you do it when somebody hands you things when you're busy. You still can be kind." So, yeah.
So I did not get a chance to watch Legion's Ladies last night, but if she hasn't made one of those in imp colors, she really needs to. So just throwing that recommendation out there.
I doubt she'll have time at this point. I'm
just saying whenever, like that's just you holding them up. I'm like, there needs to be one of them in imp colors.
So just FYI, so like Darla, she's very artistic. Like she's definitely the talented one out of the two of us,
for sure.
Like if you look on her Facebook, she's got this section on her sketches and stuff. She like does these drawings that are just fantastic. They look like real life. And then each year she sculpts like a little ornament, like a little Christmas ornament that we give out to close family and friends and stuff. And so this year she was like, on top of the capes and stuff for our table, she's like, I just want to do something a little bit different. And so she like had sworn me to secrecy. Like I couldn't tell anybody until she was done with this thing, because she wanted to make sure they came out okay. And yeah, they're adorable. So anyway, last night after the show, I had numerous people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, put one aside for me, put one aside for me." And I had to tell them no, because we don't do like pre-sales. Like that's something, I know there's some people in the community that sell some stuff ahead of time, and I'm not trying to shame anybody or anything like that, but I think it kind of sucks sometimes when you go to a convention and you go to somebody's table, you make it a priority to get there and to try to find something, try to get something, and then they tell you like everything's sold. Like that, that kind of sucks. So unfortunately, we're doing first come, first serve. But the response was so big that she went out today. We got her some more clay. She's going to try to get a few more done before Legion's Con, just because the response was really big. But if anybody asks, no, I'm not putting any aside for anybody, not a single soul. So the one that went out to Mark Rivera, that's it. So if you want one, you just got to make sure you're there first. So
okay. You do you.
Anyhow.
I want something too.
Yeah.
Jeez,
you got
to make everything
right?
about you all the time.
You got a Charbot with the tattoo thing. Yeah.
Hell yes, man. I was pumped. Of course, then when you showed off your thing, I was like, damn, I really shouldn't enter that one, because I just won something. So that was a bummer, but Charbot's pretty freaking awesome. So I'm super pumped about that. I'm
sure you'll find something at our table for you. So,
oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to some show pickups. Joe, I'm gonna start with you. You've been, kind of abandoned me for a few weeks, and so I feel like you probably gathered up a bunch of toys to show. So
yeah, and that would be an incorrect assumption. I got another heavy gunner in the sale when they went live.
Nice.
And action figure wise, that was it. The only other thing that I'm kind of excited about is I added a couple more shelves. See, that's why that one collapsed. Is I was giving a dresser away, and but that freed up some space to add a couple more shelves. So I got 2 more boxes of Kaiser stands.
Oh, nice.
For my action figures to put my Legions, of course. I think my figure Obscura are going to get a dedicated shelf now, because they're numerous and too beautiful to be packed in. So
Now each time we see you now, especially when I am bigging you for pickups, I've got to try to see what's on your dresser back there. So what is it that we have displayed right now? What's going on back there?
These are the McFarlane Diablo horror statues.
Gotcha.
I was on Oz's show a few weeks back, and Thanos Copter had picked some up, and he's like, the prices are really good on them. So I went ahead and grabbed them, and I was like, oh crap, that's right, I wanted to get those because I'm a big Diablo fan.
Gotcha.
So I jumped on Amazon and found a bunch at a really good price, or not a bunch, but a set at a really good price. So
awesome.
I went ahead and grabbed those. Yeah. And some of the accessories might find their way into some of my customs. They come with some pretty cool weapons and stuff.
I bought some of the Warcraft ones that they did, very similar. And I think some of the accessories may work for like 2.0s. They're a little bit smaller, I think, for 1.0s, but
right. I don't know. These are some of the stuff that I want to use is of a fair size.
Gotcha.
So there's this really cool like cleaver with like a bone handle and stuff. And
oh, nice.
The paint work isn't great. I'm sure to keep the prices down, but I'll like repaint it for the custom that I have planned to use with it. So
that's kind of what I thought with the Warcraft ones. Like the sculpt was definitely there, but they, kind of got a little lazy on the paint apps just to maybe save money, I guess.
Yeah. I think to keep in a certain price range, I don't think these were meant for deluxe collectors. You know what I mean? These were probably meant for people that were fans of the games walking through like a GameStop or something and go, oh, that's cool. I like that game. Yeah. And then it was affordable. So
nice.
Yeah.
Jesse, you're up next. What you got for us?
What? The first thing I got is not a toy, but long story short, this is the single most expensive single movie I've ever purchased, and I'm not happy about that aspect of it.
Ooh, let me guess.
Okay, we got guesses coming.
Did you want to say something more? Sorry, but I want to guess before you reveal.
Go ahead and guess.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Steelbook.
I believe it's definitely a steel book. I don't know if it's Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's definitely a steel book.
It's not Guardians 3 Steelbook. And if I'd have bought that when it was new, it would not have been a problem. I just missed the release window.
Mm-hmm.
And it sold out. I remember it selling out quick because you're like, hey, I missed it. Anyone got it? And usually even my like Best Buy at that time was like shit just gathered dust. And that's one that just like was gone immediately. So
I don't remember. That one might have been one of the last ones Best Buy had. Because since then,
it's definitely towards the end. Yeah.
All the Marvel Steelbooks have just been like, there's no rhyme or reason to where they're going. Like if they're exclusive to somewhere, I mean, Steelbooks are always like limited.
Right.
Jordan says Transformers 1, which I did see was on sale, but I didn't think it was out yet. I thought it was like a pre-order. But
nope.
I could be wrong.
I did pre-order that one because I like that one enough that I have the original movie on Steelbook, and I want to put this one right with it. No, this Wolverine Deadpool.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't know that was out already.
It just came out this week. There was the Wolverine version or the Deadpool version where, the Deadpool one, he would have been bigger, and it's got the little thing on the back. And the thing that bummed me out about it is I got it on Amazon because Target, I hate the way Target does their pre-orders because you pre-order it and then it takes it off your card or puts a hold on your card.
Yep.
And then a couple days later it falls off your card. Yep. And then like a week and a half later it goes back on your card. It's like, take my money or don't. Stop playing this seesaw thing. Like I either need the money in there, or either take it all when I buy it or don't take it until it comes in.
Well, because they're notorious for not fulfilling their pre-orders.
Yes. So I was like, I'm not messing. And I think I would have saved $10 if I'd have gotten it from Target. And I couldn't find anywhere else that had it. So I got it from Amazon with tax and everything. It was almost, I don't want to say this number out loud. It was almost double the price of a normal Blu-ray. Or double the price.
But how was it compared to a Steelbook?
It was almost double the price of a Steelbook.
Okay, gotcha.
Like a Steelbook's only maybe $5-10 more than a normal Blu-ray, and or even the 4K version. And no, the Steelbook does not transform. It opens and it's got 2 discs.
Is it streaming on like Disney or anything, or is it just
Disney Plus?
No,
has
usually.
It
now. Oh, it does have it.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
Oh,
interesting. Okay.
Well, all that to say.
But Jesse collects the Steelbooks anyway.
Right. No, I was just asking for myself, like to watch it this weekend. But
it is, but make sure that you've allowed the rated R titles to show up.
Like you kind of sound like you turned into a pirate there for a second. Rated R.
Disney defaults to everything like PG above PG-13 blocked. So you have to go into your settings and allow it to show you the rated R stuff.
I thought I did, but it's not showing me that movie. So maybe I'll have to.
I know that movie is available on like Amazon and stuff to purchase. I didn't realize it had hit Disney Plus yet.
I thought they'd said it was maybe, or maybe it's
Deadpool 2, but I don't see. Yeah, so I think maybe Dooch is wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll check it out.
But speaking of Transformers, I did get some toys. After we had the shelf selection a couple of weeks ago, Curtis, where someone had one of those blockies Optimus Primes.
Oh yeah, those little guys.
I went out. I got Prime and Soundwave.
Does Soundwave's thing open up?
It does. It flaps open, and there is a little it doesn't nothing transforms, but he does have a little removable cassette in there.
That's awesome.
There is an alternate version where I think he's metallic that he comes with a laser beak. But it's like they're like little model
Laser
kits. So my favorite thing is I can take Optimus Prime's head and put it on Soundwave's body, and I think it looks pretty freaking cool.
I think Laserbeak was my favorite thing for Soundwave to say on the old cartoon. I just love the way he said Laserbeak. So
nice.
Sorry.
So they're fun little model kits. It took a little bit of time to, and they've got alternate hands. They just I don't have the packet near me, but the stuff it's a little ball peg.
Nice.
So they got like some gripping hands, a couple expressive hands. They pop apart pretty easy, so you can like mix and match, and they're like pretty good articulation, like for as small as they are, and they're pretty stable. Like the joints are pretty stable considering you snap everything together. So yeah, they're pretty cool.
Awesome. And
I think they're normally blind boxes, so I got them on eBay, so I knew what I was getting.
Gotcha.
But I think they're normally a blind box, and they're cheaper that way. But I didn't want to take the chance of not getting the ones I wanted. So
speaking of Transformers, Jesse and I just did a Wednesday one shot on Transformers 1. If you haven't seen that yet, you can check out our Wednesday one shot. Just make sure you stop at the spoiler section. If you have seen the movie, you can still go watch our Wednesday one shot, and you can actually watch the stuff after the spoiler thing comes up. But we both really enjoyed that movie. It's awesome. So
yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Anything else, Jesse?
No. That's
all
it.
Right. It's Dooch time.
Oh, hi guys.
Yeah,
we haven't seen Dooch in about a month, so I'm sure he's got a ton of stuff to show us.
You would also be wrong.
All right. Well, we'll go to me then. So last weekend I went to a con nearby. I did pick up a couple Mythic Legion's friends from Mythic Legion figures from our friend Steve Mank from Articulated Empire, Articulated Times on Instagram. He was there. I picked up a couple Thraces and Lady Averona because I needed some female bodies because 2025 is the year of the female. So get those. But I don't have those to show because they went in the garage. They're going to be for customizing. But what I do have is a crap ton of McFarlane to show. So if you're not a McFarlane fan, you're probably not going to care. But first, I've got Darkseid. Dude just left. So this one sold out super fast when they first dropped it. And then they must have restocked it or something because all of a sudden you started seeing it everywhere again, including Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I got this one. This thing looks amazing. I will say as a toy, it sucks. Both arms kept falling off. The leg, from the blue part down, just pops out. I guess it's supposed to be glued onto the gray part, but it just slid right off. So as a toy, this sucks. For display purposes, just putting it in a pose and having it with my Superman display, it looks awesome. But I would not get this for a kid and give it out because it sucks as a toy. So,
I'm digging him in them stripper boots, man. That's
they're
pretty
nice.
hot. Yeah.
I will say he comes with two heads. His other head has kind of the angry face, gritted teeth, but it also has this shit in his eyes, he's doing the Omega beam, and you can't take it off. You can't eye beam it. And so that kind of sucks. But so this is the one I have to go with. But there's that. And then I got a few of these Green Lantern Corps collector edition things. So there's a box that has it's basically a Green Lantern body. It's got a bunch of different accessories, and then it's got two heads. It's got this head, and then it's got a purple head. And then there's a platinum edition that has two different heads, and the paint job on the shoulders and stuff is a little bit different. So everybody's looking for the platinum edition one for the extra head so that they can have four different Green Lanterns to go on top of the other Green Lanterns that they've already got with John Stewart and Kilowog and Hal Jordan and all that. So So this is kind of the basic one. I got 2 of these, and everybody's looking for that platinum one. I do have a good friend of ours that found me one of the platinum ones. I really appreciate that. But this thing's awesome. It's got a lot of different stuff in it. It's got, this one with like the shooting beam. It's got one that looks like he's communicating with somebody. It's got a bunch of different hands, shield, the 2 heads. So really good set. If you like Green Lantern, this is like kind of an iconic look with the costume and a bunch of accessories and stuff. I really recommend this one. This one's really cool. So
right on.
And then I got this box from McFarlane yesterday, and I was like, what the hell did I get from McFarlane? I couldn't remember. I had pre-ordered an entire wave of superpowers. Dude, I love these things. They're so fucking cool. Okay, I'm not an inbox collector, but these superpowers I've got to keep in box because they're so cool. Like, so here's the new Batman. And I just love.
I was just saying, I wish McFarlane would release a Batman already. They've released so many other characters. And
well, there you go. Here you go. There it is. You got the cross cell art on the back. Like, this is just iconic packaging. I love this. Bizarro. So, like, that's freaking cool. Love that. Then they've got Riddler, which is neat. And then finally they've got Superman, the first one that they put out. So when they started doing this new superpowers line, they, like, the first wave of it, they did like a different take on the characters and stuff that it didn't seem like people were too happy with. The Superman looked really janky. And then after that first wave, they started giving us more kind of superpowers that looked very similar nostalgic wise to the old ones. And I would say this kind of falls in line with that. And this Superman looks awesome.
Right on.
So yeah, I'm loving that. So this wave will be going in the garage in my superpowers display. I'm normally not an inbox collector, but man, this just screams nostalgia. So between this and then the new Secret Wars ones that are coming out, like, yeah, I'm all about these in package. So plus it says McFarlane down in the corner, and like, McFarlane's awesome. Figure of the year, Todd McFarlane himself. So so that's my McFarlane pickups for the week.
Right on.
And let's see. Ken Poole says the platinum one worth 1 ponytail. Ugh, probably not. But it does have 2 other heads to make some more Green Lanterns. So let's see. Any other comments here? Got some people with Year of the Female, absolutely. And Rob says he only likes the purple lantern. Yeah, but he also likes Christian Bale Batman. So I mean, Christian Bale Batman is not bad, but we know Michael Keaton's number 1. In fact, I was actually watching The Flash today, and I gotta say, I think that obviously Keaton's like 89, 91 Keaton is my number 1 Batman, but I would say that Flash Batman might be my second favorite Batman. As Keaton playing old man Keaton, I think still is better than all the other Batmans, is basically what I'm saying. Like, he was kicking ass. He did a great job. The movie shit is total shit, but he himself did an awesome job. So, yeah.
Right on.
I want to throw that out there. So, all right. What do we got next? Event Horizon. Now, okay. This is now taken on a little bit of a different meaning because, I know we've talked about this before. Basically, Event Horizon is where we talk about things that are coming up that we're excited about and stuff. But when we pull it up, it kind of has a different meaning for Jesse because Jesse had a very traumatic experience with the movie and, walking through a dark parking lot by himself after watching the movie, which I had not seen. But Joe said on a previous episode, I think maybe I've heard it on Oz's Clubhouse. I don't know. I heard it somewhere, but Joe's said that he really likes Event Horizon. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was here.
Jesse having a really bad experience with it, but Joe saying he really likes it. I got to check this thing out. So I watched it this week, and much like I will never go on a cruise ship because I've watched too many movies where like bad things happen on the ocean. I will also now never go to space. Now, I don't think I was probably ever going to space anyway, but this solidified that I will never be going to space. Yeah, that is one fucked up movie. I'm just going to say just like that's a fucked up movie. So
that's what makes it good though, right?
And you know, listen, I got to apologize to Jesse because Jesse's sitting there telling us that story, how he watches this movie and then he had to walk through this kind of dark parking lot by himself. And in the back of my head, I mean, I love Jesse, but in the back of my head, I'm going, come on, don't be a pussy, right? But me, I watched it in bed. Darla's asleep next to me. It's you know, I'm in bed, I'm watching it. I just finished the movie and I had to piss like a racehorse. And I would not get up to go to the massive bathroom that is about 15 feet away because there was no fucking way I was getting up out of bed by myself in the middle of the night. So I apologize to Jesse. Jesse was right. I was wrong. And Joe, you are a sick individual for enjoying that movie.
Dude, there's only two scary movies that I've had to like pause and take a break during the movie because they were so intense, and that was Event Horizon and The Orphanage. Those are the only two movies ever, but that's what made me love them so much, is that they could get in my head that much. It's not just like a slasher flick, like it gets to you.
Oh, no, it's mentally like it messes with you. Yeah, for sure.
And that's what made me love it. So.
Salvaged Cargo says that film is mad. The unreleased director's cut is so mental that it wasn't released. I can't even imagine. Like if what I saw is after they cut the stuff that shouldn't be there out, they're like, okay, that stuff is just too crazy. This is what we're going to put out there. And that's what I saw. I can't even imagine the stuff that hit the cutting room floor.
Like, nah, this is too much.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I've only watched The Orphanage once. I did not have near as visceral a reaction to that as I did to Event Horizon. Granted, I watched it in the middle of a day in a living room that was like, you know, sunny windows coming in. So, you know, if I had watched that at 11 o'clock at night alone the first time I had traveled across the country, I probably would have had a horrible reaction to it. But
now,
and that's not to say everybody needs to react the way I do to it. So thank you, Curtis. I appreciate the apology that I didn't know you needed to make.
I almost peed myself in the middle of the night because I refused to go to the bathroom. So,
well, you know, for me, I love the movies that, see, for like The Orphanage, ended up being something different than I thought that it was going to be. But the way it's directed, if you watch slasher movies, it's directed in a similar style where like the camera will be zooming up on someone from behind.
Oh boy.
Real slow. And then all of a sudden it flips and nothing's there. And that just kept me on the edge of my seat.
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but something crazy.
No, please do.
Something absolutely crazy just happened. We got Sean Scavarna here. What the heck? Holy cow, what just happened? Not only did we get Joe here after 2 weeks off, we've got Dooch here who only shows up once a month. We got Jesse here with no D&D, and now Sean Scavarna? Holy cow. The stars have aligned, my friends. What is up, Sean?
Same old, but other than that, yeah. Jesse sent me the link, and he goes, we're talking Halloween stuff. I'm like, I like Halloween. So
we were just talking Event Horizon. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but I know Jesse's scared to death of it. So
And rightfully fucking so.
I did want to ask Curtis, did you watch the theatrical or did you watch the director's cut?
I watched whatever was on what was it? Paramount Plus?
Okay, so
So whatever they had on there is what I watched.
looking like that's the regular, but you on Amazon you can get the director's cut, which is apparently even more insane.
Yes, Salvage Cargo was saying that the director's cut was so mental that it wasn't released initially. So
yeah. I've never seen it, so I'm still
Event Horizon is mental enough. I don't think you need to make it more mental.
What I will say is,
I kind of want to though. If
you
I'm
will
gonna
never
go.
watch Jurassic Park the same way again. That's what I will say.
Okay.
So, yeah, it ruins Jurassic Park for you. So
It didn't do that for me.
oh, okay, for me it did. Fuck that guy. All right.
I'm in for this, Ken Pool. I'm in. I'll watch Snakes on the Plane.
So
Such a horrible fun movie.
No, I'm getting ready to fly. I don't want snakes on a plane.
That's true. So with Event Horizon, that we use it in terms of like things coming up that we're excited about. Do you guys have any trailers you've seen, video games, toys that you've seen revealed, anything that's come up that you're like, hey, I'm excited for that?
Yeah. Jesse should go first. Mine's not that great.
Joe goes first. He said something. I just raised my hand. That's not our thing.
Jesse was just trying to high five us. So you go ahead, Joe. Well, he's locked up.
Rockstar Games is has done a remaster of the original Red Dead Redemption game, is going to be releasing it for PC. Super excited. Played that on the Xbox back in the day. Fantastic game. Really looking forward to the remaster getting released. And it comes with Undead Nightmare, which is a freaking fantastic expansion for it. It's like an alternate reality story where it's zombies in the Old West, and your character can, because it's an Old West game. You get horses and stuff to ride. You can actually get the different horses that are the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse type horses. So you can get a skeletal horse, one that's diseased, things like that. It's super fun. And I'm really looking forward to that because one of my favorite games of all time. Getting a remaster and re-release, it's pretty exciting.
Okay. I've never played that, but that's not uncommon because I don't play a whole lot of video games other than Baldur's Gate 3, which I play, repeatedly.
Ridiculously, yes. Red Dead Redemption 2 might be one of the best games ever made.
Okay.
The story is so good. They really do a great job making you fall in love with the characters and things like that. It's just it's a fantastic story. So, part 2 is fantastic, but part 1 is technically takes place after part 2. So part 2 is a prequel to part 1. So you kind of, get the story for what happens to some of the characters afterwards and things like that. So I don't know. I really like the franchise a lot. I live in the West, so Old West, gunfights and cowboys and things like that. Just super fun.
Awesome. Jesse, what did you have for us?
Let me get my picture up over here. So I don't know if we've mentioned this before, but there's a movie coming to theaters in December. It is an anime adaptation or not adaptation, but an anime entry into the Lord of the Rings series.
I saw a trailer for that this week.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer a couple times now, and like it gets me really excited for this movie. So it is part of the Peter Jackson version of Lord of the Rings, but it is an anime. I know Miranda Otto, who played Eowyn in the original trilogy, is coming back as that character as a voice actress, I believe, because I believe this is kind of her telling the story to someone, because this is set back to like the character Helm Hammerhand and the events that made Helm's Deep such an important location for the people of Rohan. So I'm really excited for this. I think it looks great. I mean, it's right up in the whole Mythic Legions alley for a lot of people. It's not the anime style itself isn't necessarily my particular favorite, but it looks beautiful. It's just not my favorite style of anime. But it looks like it's going to be epic. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
So for those not in the know, between like Hobbit, Rings of Power, the regular Lord of the Rings, like timeline wise, where does this fall?
Way before
all of it.
Yeah.
Well, this wouldn't be before Rings of Power, I don't think.
Rings of Power takes place. Oh yeah. That's before the Hobbit, huh?
Yeah, but I thought it took place before the rings were forged as well. I can look it up.
This?
Yeah.
Helm Hammerhand's story was pretty like a while back.
I could be wrong. I could
be wrong too, actually. It's been a while since I read all that stuff. But I mean, he got his nickname because he punched a guy and the guy died. It was a diplomat. Yeah. So it just, I don't know. Not that punching people to death is something that I encourage, but it's cool in the context of the story.
But if it's a diplomat, then it's okay.
According to the synopsis, it's 183 years before the events of the trilogy.
Right. So when does Rings of Power take place?
A couple thousand years.
Is it? Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So after Rings of Power, before Hobbit, before Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Is Rings of Power done now, or are they still going?
The season is over, but it's definitely coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta watch season 2. I heard season 2 is better. I was waiting for it to be done so I could binge it. So awesome. Anything else?
I gotta bring
this
up.
Movies? Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm not trying to poop on McFarlane, but the figures for this do not look good. They're like 4-inch figures or 5-inch figures.
Yeah.
And you can buy, I think it's like a $30 or $40 cardboard, put it together yourself diorama of Helm's Deep, which for little kids is probably fun, but the figures are like 4 times the scale they should be to fit on that. Like Legos would look cool on that diorama.
I actually thought the diorama looks cool. Like if you just had it like as like a backdrop, I think it'd be really awesome. But yes, the figure sitting on it definitely looks
I will say I've seen some people shitting on that cardboard diorama piece, castle or whatever. And
man, what are you looking up on YouTube?
It's Rocco the Great. But what I will say is
castle.
Yeah. What I will say is that like I've bought some of the extreme sets off of Big Bad Toy Store for more money than that for less, like getting less out of it. And a lot of times, depending on how you photograph things and what you have on it and stuff, you're not going to be able to tell that it's cardboard. Like it's not, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Now, am I going to buy it? Probably not. But for that price, for what you're getting, I don't think it's that bad of a deal.
That's what I'm saying. It looks amazing for that price point. Like it really looks good in those pictures.
If it was like $200, if you paid $200 for it and then you're like, well, what the hell is this? It's all cardboard. Yeah, that would suck. But 30 something bucks. I'm not upset about that. So
then probably wait for a Big Bad Toy Store holiday sale and get it for like 20.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys? All right.
That's all I can think of.
I would say there's this one thing for Event Horizon I wanted to bring up that's coming up soon. There's this convention in New Jersey. It's like 2 weeks away. They do it once a year.
New York Comic Con?
it's not really a vacation getaway
Toy-Con?
spot, but they do it in New Jersey. It's in November. A lot of cool people go there. It's called Legions Con. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Never heard of it.
But
Oh,
it
God.
should be a lot of fun. I'm going there. I actually have a
Daniel, come here.
table set up, so that it should be pretty good. Yeah.
So, joking aside, this will be my first Legions Con, and I'm really excited. I'm not excited about flying. This will only be the second time I've ever flown in my life, and the first time that I have to change flights. I know for some people that's not a big deal, but I don't travel, like outside of a car. So, yeah, it that part of it, little nervous about traveling, but once I'm there, I'm gonna.
I mean, if you don't want to fly, you could always just drive to Missouri, and then I'll drive you the rest of the way to.
I actually looked up on Google Maps driving to the con, and I don't have enough vacation time left to drive because it will take me like a week to drive there. Maybe next year I'll plan that out better, but
yeah, it works out being like 17 hours there and like 21 hours back for me. So it's a hike. So
well,
I'm ready for it.
If even I was that close, I would totally drive. I did a 16-hour drive twice a month. 16 hours in one day. So
yeah,
I know I can do the drive, but when it gets to like 6 or 7 days to drive somewhere, I'm like, I better fly. Damn it. It's actually cheaper than the gas to drive there.
That'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to Jesse kidnapping Sean and bringing him with him. That'll be fun.
That will be interesting because I want to see him fight Heather.
Well, that's what the kidnapping part is for.
Exactly.
I am though. This is the first year in 3 years that I haven't been able to go. So I'm the one sitting it out this year. So
I totally wanted to be like one of those bachelor parties where they just like kidnap the guy and throw him in a van kind of thing. You don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah.
We'll get a cardboard cutout of Sean and put it on a railroad track, like a toy train track. So it looks like he's just walking around the house. Yeah.
I was just going to take pictures with Corn Boy and say it's Sean, right?
There you go. That'll work. Yeah. I think we just get a Kinko's cutout of Sean and put it at his desk so that his wife just thinks he's working the weekend. Beforehand, just tell her I got a lot of deadlines. I'm working on some deadlines.
Actually could work.
Wait,
that's how often I'm down.
We could Ferris Bueller it where when you open the door, the hands go up and it makes typing noises.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
it moves at me fast. If I don't get these deadlines gone, come on,
Dusty. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Save a spot for me.
It's not quite off-world, but it sounds good. So.
I was actually just thinking that the other day. I'm like, it's about time to watch the whole trilogy again. Like, it's been a minute.
I just did that, I think, last year. I don't know.
It's probably been a good 5 years at least.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and get to primary objective because honestly, I have no idea what the hell we're doing. Dooch put the promo pic together and didn't really explain it or tell people kind of what's going on. There was no you talk about parameters. I know there's some folks in the chat that sometimes are like, what are the parameters? What are the we have no idea. We've been given 0 parameters. So I'm just going to throw this up and then I'm going to go, Dooch, it's all yours.
Oh, I'm still going to stay down here though. Okay. All right, guys. As you know, it's the spooky season. Halloween is upon us. I'm really glad Sean came into this because he is the October son of the group. So
true.
True. So yeah, basically,
I'm proud of it.
I know last year, Joe wasn't here. No, Kent Pool. This show does not have plans at all.
I was watching though. I've been watching since the beginning. I'm a big fan.
But so I want to start with you for just a minute here because we all kind of got to go through some of our favorite costumes and stuff last year. So what are some of your favorite costumes from years past?
Wow, way to put me on the spot, buddy.
We do on OffWorld.
I don't remember what I was a lot of the years, to be honest. So like, I think I only remember two costumes that I wore.
Oh, those had to have been your favorite then.
Well,
what we got?
I don't know because I can't remember the other ones. But I remember going as Optimus Prime one year and buying the costume, just with the mask,
Ben Cooper schmuck and everything.
Yeah, the one that'll cut your tongue if you stick it through the little air hole. That one. And my dad, I didn't really like the vinyl bodysuit that came with it. So my dad took a cardboard box. I was pretty young. Took a cardboard box and painted it, and I wore like a long sleeve blue shirt, and he just made like an Optimus Prime truck body, so that way I would actually look like the Transformer. So
I like
it was pretty cool. And another year I went as a Ghostbuster because I had the Proton Pack toy, and my parents actually got me like a brown jumpsuit to wear. It wasn't like an official one or anything, but my mom put an iron-on patch on the chest and stuff. So I remember those two, I think, maybe stand out because, my parents made the costume, at least part of the costume for me.
Oh, for
which
sure.
was really fun. But those are the only ones that I remember. I don't know. I'm sure my mother has pictures of me in costumes throughout the years, but I personally don't. Yeah.
I thought all those legally had to be destroyed because there's only one picture of Joe allowed at any given time.
My mother has like all these scrapbooks that she has from when I was a kid, and I'll never look at them because I have a limited amount of space in my brain, and I'm going to look through an old scrapbook and then not remember like what legions I pre-ordered or something like that. Like, I can't be flippant with my brain space. I'm only moving forward.
I want to take a road trip out there now and just sit down with Mama G and just go through scrapbooks with her.
I think you guys would probably be really surprised because I grew up on a farm, in a Western community, and I was a Western kid. So like I'll see pictures at my parents' house where like I'm wearing a cowboy hat and like a tucked in button up shirt, and Wranglers and boots and stuff. And it doesn't even look like me to me, but yeah. So
I want to hear your voice coming out of that Optimus Prime mask, the voice you have now, not the kid voice.
Right. I was thinking about that. Jesse got those toys,
Yeah.
And swapped the heads where Optimus Prime's head was on Soundwave, and I was like, Optimus Prime would be a great radio DJ,
I'm just picturing
Autobots transform and prepare for easy listening, something like that. So.
You just open the
Autobots transform and rock out.
I'm just picturing
you can't do Optimus on here when you know that Sean is here. Like that is
that's the rest of the show now.
No. I'm just what I'm doing right now is I'm picturing little Joe going up, and he's like, ding dong, waiting for the treats, and then they open the door. Oh, aren't you the cutest? One shall stand, one shall fall. I'm trick or treat,
Yeah.
That was it. That's the only one I'm doing.
That's the one thing that I think could have made Transformers 1 better is if they had hired Sean to do the voice of
Hell
Optimus.
yeah.
So
Well, get in there and be like, no, Chris, you step aside. I got this.
Let me show you how this is done.
Let me show you how it's done, Thor. Go play with your hammer. Calm down.
Autobots don't need abs.
Right.
We've got grills.
All right.
I think Matt's right. This is probably the end of the show already. I'm just going to keep going.
Welcome to Transformers something.
Something meets the eye. Ow! No, I'm just kidding.
Have any of you guys, Steph did bring up the Ben Cooper kids that NECA's doing. You've all seen those. Have any of you, do those do anything for you guys? Like I still feel like Ben Cooper's a little bit before my time.
I definitely had some of those costumes, but do I feel like I need to own those things? No, absolutely not. So
I think that the toys would be fun for photography and stuff like that, but yeah, I pretty much really only buy Mythic Legions except for the odd purchase here and there of other stuff. But
yeah, there's definitely
they are really cool.
And somebody else did one. Is Super 7 doing them too, or is it just NECA?
I think it's just NECA.
Isn't just NECA?
I mean, I definitely had like these costumes and stuff, but like, I mean, right now collecting spaces at a premium, and where the hell am I going to put? Like, what does this go with? Like, what I don't. I have For people that are excited for this, I'm happy for them. I just don't. Yeah, I don't.
That's
know
my thing. I can look at it, I can appreciate it, but it's like, I just, what would I do with them?
Yeah, the closest thing out right now for me, NECA wise, is the Universal Monster stuff. Like, I love that, and that's way more my way of celebrating Halloween more than Ben Cooper stuff. But I had a few of those when I was a kid. So
I tell you what, if they did Monster Squad, I'd be all over it. But until
likewise.
Yeah,
part of the club.
All right, so you guys bring up movies. Let's go there next. So it's the Halloween season. What is on your must-watch list? We'll start right at the top there, Curtis.
I mean,
and there's no parameters, movies, specials, whatever. Just
Halloween is probably the one holiday where I don't feel like I have to watch. Like I'm gonna probably get hate mail for this because I know some people are like all about Halloween, like it's their thing. They decorate and they get excited and they watch movie. Like to me, it does absolutely nothing. Like I don't care about Halloween at all. Now I will say that when I was younger, like when I was at the point where I was getting out of trick or treating, the first year that I didn't trick or treat, my mom was basically like, "Hey, if you want to hang out with me and we'll hand out candy. And then at the end of the night, whatever candy's left, like I bought a bunch, whatever candy's left, we can share and we'll just watch movies and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds really cool." And so we did that. And we started this tradition where we started watching Hellraiser movies every year. So we would watch Hellraiser, turn the light on outside, turn all the lights off inside. So and then somebody would ring the doorbell and we would shit ourselves. But like I haven't watched one of those movies since I was younger. So but so that was a tradition back then, but I really don't have anything that I like, yearly watch or anything like that. Like Christmas time, dude, there's like 75 movies that I have to watch like every single year. It's not the same for Halloween for me.
Gotcha. Joseph?
Not now. So about 5 years ago, my youngest boy was 12, and I know he's gone trick-or-treating with his mom a couple more times, but not in costume, just to help her with her younger children. But once my kids got out of Halloween, like I really enjoyed the kids stuff for Halloween. Nothing for me personally, but I would decorate and take them trick-or-treating, and I loved all of that part of it. And when they got out of it, I got out of it. So I get to go trick-or-treating with my girlfriend's kids this year, though. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. We're going to go shopping for costumes tomorrow, actually, after I get off of work. So I'm super jazzed for that. When I was a kid, so I grew pretty fast. And even though I was still young enough to go trick-or-treating, a lot of the old curmudgeonly type people in my town started really harassing me about being too old for trick-or-treating. Granted, this was a while ago, but so I quit going trick-or-treating, and every year I would just have my parents buy me a bag of candy and I'd watch Monster Squad. and I did that for like 5 years in a row. That was my Halloween evening, was watching like Monster Squad and eating like a whole bag of candy. So
Nice.
I love it.
Mhm.
Jesse?
What? No, I don't have any traditional Halloween time movie. I love Halloween. I think it's a really fun time.
Mhm.
I don't do a lot of decorating. I have a couple little things I put out just because not anywhere to store stuff really to break out for it. But as far as like movies or things to watch, once the weather starts to cool off and the leaves start changing, like to me, scary movies are an all year thing, but sometimes it's fun to watch stuff now. But I would think stuff like you were just saying, how about the Lord of the Rings, like that, Harry Potter, stuff that has like magical elements to it, always seem like this time of year seems like a really fun time to watch. The days are getting shorter, nights longer. There's just something kind of just magical about that. So I don't have any specific ones that I watch every year. The closest thing would be maybe the 99 Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I do really like watching that one this time of year, but it's not specifically a Halloween movie.
No.
But and I don't watch it every year just because I don't want to wear it out. But I do watch Trick or Treat, every year or two around Halloween. I think that's a fun one to watch.
Makes sense.
Now, I do have some, I don't know if you would call them scary movie, but I don't know, somewhat scary movies that I enjoy watching. I just don't feel the time period. Like it doesn't, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I could just watch, like I know Jesse and I have talked about Happy Death Day, which I wouldn't necessarily call a scary movie because it's more funny than scary, but it's got people being murdered in it. But like I could watch that whenever. So like just shit like that. But
yeah, and I agree with you. I don't necessarily equate like even like horror movies necessarily with Halloween. For me, it's stuff like Hocus Pocus, or Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is always fun with the kids,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I definitely don't. I don't even necessarily seek out anything overly horror, but that's just me. Sean?
Let's see. I've watched the 1931 Bela Lugosi Dracula at least twice since October started.
oh wow.
I love that one, even though
Never seen it.
To a lot of people, they probably would watch it now and go, "This is lame." But the thing about it for me, my dad, he was born here, but his family came from that region of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watched that movie, even though it's a lot of sound stages and it's filmed
from what area of Europe? I'm sorry.
He's from the family was from Czechoslovakia, so they were really close to the area where Transylvania used to be.
So your dad wasn't trans, but he's near trans people.
Well, that's how I can do Optimus Prime's voice so great. There was already the trans,
Gotcha.
But so anyway, there's this vibe about it because of the culture that always makes me feel like I'm watching something of my dad's past, watching that, even though it's not that same time period. But that one's a must watch for me, and I watch that any time of the year. Honestly, there's something about that one I really love. This coming Monday night, there's a local theater. They're doing a double feature of Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein that I'm taking my daughter to go see, and I'm shocked she wanted to even do that. But so that one's one. Arsenic and Old Lace with Cary Grant is another one, because that actually happens on Halloween, and it's all about Cary Grant's a character called Mortimer Brewster, and his criminal brother comes home that night running away from the cops, and it's about him trying to protect his aunts who are at home with him, but also trying to put his brother away. and do like an insane asylum and stuff, and it's just this like crazy comedy that happens in like one space, which I think is always really interesting. If you can pull that off, having one location but having so much happening in that location that it's still interesting to watch, and that's one of those movies for me. I also was watching Bram Stoker's Dracula the other night a little bit, and basically the Universal monster movies are always ones that the Wolfman too I watch, and those are the ones that he does. And the monster
nerds. I thought he had nerds.
No, he doesn't have nerds.
That's what the comment said.
Don't check his pockets. He does
Stupid
not have
autocorrect. But no, I'm like the anti-Curtis about Halloween, where I don't go out trick-or-treating. I take my kids trick-or-treating. I don't dress up necessarily, but this time of year is just, I think it's just because of I was born in the first part of the month, but then by the end of the month, when I was a kid, I got to also dress up as something cool and walk around the neighborhood and still get candy, even though I had presents only a couple weeks before, you know. There's that element of fun to it, but I also love urban legends, and I love the Universal monsters. I love that old black and white vibe about the horror movies and stuff like that. Even Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, I put that one on just because I'm like, the monsters are in it, it works. So yeah,
I kind of looked at like trick-or-treating with the kids like parent-teacher conferences. Like, I understand I'm supposed to be there, but I'm just not gonna. So you know, I just send them out, give them a couple pillow covers, and send them out and say, you know, come back whenever you're done. Yeah. That's it. If you get any banana Laffy Tappies, they're mine. If you don't come back, whatever, I get more room in my house. So,
real quick here, I'm just curious, because I have never seen any of the original Universal Monsters movies. Like, none of them. What about you three up there? I think Curtis, you said none. Joe or Jesse, have you watched?
I think
any
I've
of those?
seen the. In fact, I know I did, because my parents had the creature from the Black Lagoon. They had it on like the old reels, like when you had to play it, you know what I'm saying? Like
on a projector.
Yeah.
You had a projector?
Like, we had a projector
Man,
with that movie on it. It was the only movie that we had on the projector. Everything else was home videos. But we had that, and like, where, you know, it was a silent film and you like didn't have anything with it, but yeah. So I know I've seen that one. Haven't seen any of the others.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched any of them. I've seen a lot of clips and things like that from all of them. But yeah, I don't think I've ever sat down and like actually really just sat and watched them.
Burger King had the cool kids meal toys back in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Monster Squad was my Universal Monsters. Like, that was my introduction to all of those characters for the most part. So,
what about you, Jesse?
I have a box set. It took forever to track down. I kept every year I would miss. I'd see at Walmart, they'd have like the DVD collection around Halloween time. But they'd always be missing like one. Every year I'd go, and one of the ones I'd want to get, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to get them all if they don't match. And then eventually I found a box set of it's Dracula, Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, I think Invisible Man, the Mummy. I don't know if I've watched all of them since I got the box set, but I definitely watched all the ones I know I hadn't seen. And they're great. I think the Creature from the Black Lagoon is my favorite. It's the least Halloween feeling, because, you know, they're down in the jungle. It's, you know, it's not that kind of spooky to it. But I just really liked. I thought that one was a really interesting one. But I love all. They're all great. I don't watch them as often as Sean does.
No one
on
does.
a yearly basis. Well, I mean, that's you know, but they're ones, again, like Sean. I remember getting those books in the library, and seeing Sean get the books in the library, like the black and orange cover, the black and white with orange cover and everything. And
yeah, when we were kids, those, like, I any that were available at the local library when I was in Baltimore, I would take it out, and the librarians would look at my mom like, "Why are you letting him read this stuff?" And my mom's like, "He likes them," and we walk away, and I'd just be like giddy because I had a new monster book to take home and stuff, and like looking at those and seeing the stills from the movies, it just made my imagination go crazy with this stuff. And then on top of that, Remco had their 3 3/4 monster figures that were out back then, kind of like Star Wars-esque figures.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting a decent amount of those. So I just, yeah, it was like my own little offshoots, like Masters of the Universe, monsters. They were off to the side, but they were there, and I loved them. So
did He-Man ever fight Frankenstein?
no, because Frankenstein probably got up to his chest at the very most. So it would have been like, a bully at school picking on the little guy, So
got this question from Kurt5150. Do you guys like fall and Halloween scented candles? I'll be honest, I don't know what the heck that is. Like, does it smell like burnt leaves? Like, what is a fall? And
pumpkin spice, I guess. That's all the rage around this time of year.
So
yeah, I don't know.
So my wife, thanks to my sister, is big into the Scentsy and all the wax warmers,
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there's definitely you got the like apple cider, you've got pumpkin pie, there some other ones I'm forgetting. But yeah, I love it. Yes, we get the fall Scentsies out. My wife gets hand soap from Bath and Body Works. She gets all the fall and Halloween scents, and I love it. It gives, like, kind of like Sean said, like the weather's getting cooler and everything else, and like, now we got these fall scents for like the bath soap and the warmers and everything. So yeah, I love it. Absolutely.
I've never had any of those candles. I like any of the ones that are kind of like the baked goods ones. So like if it's like, muffins or shortbread or cookies or whatever, anything that makes me walk into the house and go, "Oh, Darla made some sweet treat," and then I find out that she didn't, and then I'm sad.
It's just a candle. Yeah.
The caramel apple hand soap from Bath and Body Works. You would love it. Oh, it's amazing.
All right.
Be eating his fingers off by now.
What about
Why did you do it?
Joe, Jesse, Sean, candle guys?
So, my allergies are horribly affected by perfume scents. So when my girlfriend lived with me, she bought like a bunch of scented candles that were like not pumpkin spice, but pumpkin and a few other of that. And my eyes are like beet red, and my nose is running and everything. And they smell good, but unfortunately, I have to like take a bunch of antihistamines if they light any candles. So those didn't last very long, and I was like, out. They gotta go. You want to smell fall? Go outside. Like, I'm not having that crap in my house.
He just grabs it and throws it through the window. It's like, go out there.
Go outside where it's 92 degrees, the sun is beating down, and tumbleweeds are going by.
I can't imagine it smells like fall.
Right.
Where you are.
That's
At
the
least
thing,
not
though.
like it does to us.
Fall here lasts like a day. It's like it's hot. One day is like a moderate temperature, and then it's freezing weather. So like our fall is like a day long, so we don't really have much of one. It feels like it goes right from summer to winter. So
yeah.
And I work outside and I hate winter, so
I got to bring this comment up, but I'll bring it up after. Yes, I have candles. I don't light candles because fire stuff, but I have those little like hot plates that like you just turn them on. I
live across the street from a fire station, Jesse. I'm sure you'd be fine.
Yeah. No
He
problem.
if he lights a candle, they just shoot him with water through his window. That's
across the street.
They can't. He blocked all his windows with toys now.
Yeah, exactly. And posters. Yeah.
I have like a I don't know if it's apple cider or like a spice cider one.
Yeah.
And I got one this year. It's like fall leaves or something. I mean, it doesn't really smell like fall leaves, but it's, it's kind of like grape candy. Doesn't taste like grape, but it makes you think of grapes.
Exactly.
Kind of like that. I have different ones I rotate throughout the year just, to make the place smell nice. But some of them, I don't think I have allergies to them, but some of them, Joe, like because it's not burning. It's just
Mhm.
heat and releasing the scents and
Right.
stuff. Like
Right.
some of them, the oils or whatever that's in the air, like if I leave it on too long, it's like, oh, like I can like taste it.
Right. Yeah. Well,
But,
those Cincy things that Dooch was talking about, I actually bought one because they had one with a tree, and it's not the tree of Gondor, but it really looked similar to it. And I was like, hell yeah. And
Is
I
that
tried
that
to
thing
get
behind you on the table?
no, it's in my bedroom right now,
Okay.
but I haven't used it in years because I thought, well, I'll get like there's one that's like fresh laundry scent or something like that. I'm like, oh, that won't be too bad. And yeah, I put it going, and then before I went to work, I got home from work and was like, I'm melting. So yeah, it was terrible.
Dude, my wife's got
Sorry,
she's got regular warmers, she's got seasonal ones. Like what's out right now is like there's one with that like looks like the witch's cauldron with like a spooky tree beside it. She's got one that's a big pumpkin. Like, yeah, it's all decked out over here.
my stuff's not that crazy. It's just a $5 candle from Walmart on a little heater pad. That's it.
Right.
I don't need the decoration of it. It's like, all right. Because, smells such a strong connection to memory.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of thing. And, living back in Pennsylvania, because I lived in Missouri and Illinois for years. So coming back to Pennsylvania, now I live in town instead of out in the country. And Sean knows probably, like, there's a different smell from where we lived when we were kids growing up compared to the towns we live in. Oh, I talked about living somewhere else. Curtis left.
That's actually growth for him. So just to take himself out.
But there's just something. There's something about the smell of fall in central Pennsylvania that, like, especially when you go out towards the country or where there's like woods and streams and stuff, that is not like anywhere else I've lived. It's probably, I'm not going to say it's in my head because there's definitely, certain types of trees and whatever.
Oh no, you're 100% correct. Yeah.
But, and the candles don't replicate that, but it gives that kind of aroma, especially when it's chilly at night. And
yeah, but
it's fun.
It puts you in the mood. Absolutely.
Someone, I lost the comment, but someone mentioned the Witch's Night Out, and I know that was one of the things I mentioned, I think, on the show last year. There it is. Yeah. I don't know what a Sibian seance is. I don't participate in those. But Witch's Night Out.
I would love to watch a Sibian seance.
I would absolutely do that. No problem.
Sign me up. That'd be good.
Fly on the wall. I'm a happy camper.
But Witch's Night Out, I need to find that cartoon and watch that again.
So that sounded familiar.
Dave woke up today and chose violence and decided to attack me here. And maybe I just don't know. So I went, and while Jesse was talking about the many places he's visited over the years, I didn't
say anything about places I've visited. I talked about 2 other states that I lived in.
I went and gathered my candles. So you guys, maybe I just don't know. Maybe one of these is an autumn type one, and I just don't know it. So here's what we got. We got caramel pecan.
Yeah, okay. That's a nice fall scent. I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Sugared lemon zest.
No, that's summer right there. Yeah.
This one's definitely not mine. This is probably terrible.
I don't think any of those are yours.
Gosh, no, most of these are. Frozen Lake. It's a lavender one. It's fucking terrible.
That's a nice winter.
That's definitely not mine. This one's definitely mine. This is pineapple pound cake.
That's his nickname from now on.
Is that what you like during sexy time?
This one is my favorite, which is why it's like down to like nothing. And this is blueberry maple pancakes. So I'm guessing that's not fall.
No.
Then we've got watermelon margarita.
Oh no, that's summer right there. You like the summer stuff.
And then last one, maybe this hits. I don't know. Marshmallow fireside.
That's winter. That's sitting by your fireplace. That's
really fireside. Okay.
Yeah.
Pineapple pound cake.
Okay.
That name, pineapple pound cake, sounds like your equivalent of a Cabbage Patch Kid. It's like,
Pineapple
what would
pound
Curtis
cake
be?
is good, but
Pineapple pound cake.
it's no blueberry maple pancakes, that's for sure.
Well, nothing ever is.
I'll give you the caramel pecan is the closest you've got.
Just because of the caramel part, yeah.
And the pecan, I mean, that's Starbucks is doing the pecan right now, and everything else.
I think
so,
of pecan more going into like Thanksgiving pecan pie or
First,
whatever.
first off, it's pecan, okay? A
Thank
pecan
you.
is something that truckers use. All
It,
right.
it depends on how much you paid for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but apparently your guys' houses all smell awesome. My house smells like cigarette smoke and regret.
Except for when they light this lavender one, I'm gonna secretly try to throw this one away when nobody's looking because fuck lavender. So
That one sounded amazing, actually. So. I think this leads well into my next question, which I was going to ask. So how much do you guys decorate nowadays? Do we have indoor and outdoor? Curtis probably has nothing, but...
Well, you'd be surprised. I don't decorate, but my kids actually did. We've got a mummy mouse out front and some pumpkins that they painted. We started this thing. Oh, this is probably 10 years ago. I got tired of the freaking mess with the pumpkins. You know, the whole carving the pumpkins, taking out the seeds, all that kind of stuff. So what we started doing was just having them paint the pumpkins.
Yes,
so
that's what we
would get
do
the
now,
pumpkins
too.
and have them painted, because then you don't have to deal with all that mess and it rotting away before Halloween even gets there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've always got painted pumpkins and some sort of something outside. So, but it's not me. I'm not doing it.
Not even painting pumpkins? You'll sit there and paint figures for hours upon hours, but the pumpkins just a no-go.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think I've done a like Halloween themed custom. If you know, yeah. Next.
Does my Necronominus shelf count?
Do you keep it up year round?
Does it still stand?
No, like I said, since my kids got too old for trick or treating, I don't decorate anymore. So
also, Boner
that
James
lives on Olympus.
Joe does have the mustache of a Greek god. So
that is very specific, though. Like it couldn't be a Greek god that lived in the Nevada desert.
No,
that seems more accurate.
No.
But also, I'm not Greek. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Just take the compliment.
Yeah.
Jesse, I know you kind of talked about this a little bit.
What? Oh no, I've got two of those really crappy skeletons from Target that are like not anatomically correct for the creatures they belong to.
Yes.
So I have a raven one and a goat one, and I got I went to the dollar store the other day to look for some stuff, and I found like 3 pumpkins. It was like just like a little plastic. You put a battery in it, and it says like, "Oh, Halloween" or some stupid. It was like definitely not worth the effort to put the battery in it, because like it only does it when you turn it on. Like there's no activation button, and it doesn't like repeat. It's just like you have to turn it off and on, and it lights up and it says it. But like I have a couple. I used to have some like pops and other things I would put out, but I've gotten rid of those and sold them all off and stuff. But like I said, I like it. Oh, I have a wreath. I have a fall wreath I put out the first day of fall that stays up until Christmas, or when I decorate for Christmas. So, yeah, that's about it. I don't really have an outside to decorate, so I don't decorate outside.
If you had an outside to decorate, would you?
At this point in my life, probably not. But I have done other decorations in the past. Like the wouldn't get completely carried away, but like the corn stalks and a couple pumpkins or something like that. Or the hay stalks or
yeah.
I always thought those were kind of fun. But yeah,
Sean, I'll let you go next.
With all the lights on, that didn't look creepy. It just looked silly, Curtis.
Yeah, no, I don't have it in me to worry about decorating. We don't even do it at Christmas or whatever. So basically, it's we're taking the kids out trick or treating. We take them to other places when there's events locally, and I'll do the movies and stuff like that. But for the most part, you know, we just have a normal house. You know, there's nothing Halloweeny about the house outside or anything.
He said weenie.
I did say weenie. I don't get to
Ugh.
talk dirty with my wife, so I got to talk dirty with you guys. Halloweeny.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, I should have taken pictures for this. So yeah, again, my wife, she goes all out. We've got like 6 inflatables out front. We got the hay bales in the flower bed. We've got scarecrows up. There's lights on the porch. I thought that was Boner
Kenny
Jams at
Gibbler.
first, just from reading the comments, but no.
Yeah, that was from Full House. I get that reference.
I get the reference too. How would you know that a skeleton is Gibbler?
Because it keeps
'Cause it
walking in the back
annoys
door
you.
and bugging you.
Oh shit.
All right.
Yeah, we're decorated inside and out. We're actually doing our my wife's side of the family. They get together every year and do a big pumpkin. It started out pumpkin carving, and over the last few years, it's become painting, just because it's easier and they hold up longer. And that's actually, they're doing that tomorrow, so everyone will be here to paint all their pumpkins. So.
So you guys are wondering about me as a kid. I had my son go over to my parents' house and take a couple pictures that my mom has hung up. So, yep, look at that hair.
I
There's
love
so
it.
much of it. I don't even remember having hair.
I don't think
I
that's
think
you.
you have more
I-
hair on your face now than you did back then. Like
Yeah,
your just head in general.
Right, it's just in a different spot.
I was
It all just-
absolutely convinced that you had a mustache at 5 years old.
I was gonna say he ruined the illusion. I thought he came out with the beard and mustache.
Right.
What the hell, man?
Well, he's showing the horse, right? You got to shave when you show, so he
I
doesn't
guess.
shave
I
that.
guess.
I didn't
And
want to
then
make
5
you guys
minutes
feel
later,
too
it was
bad.
back to normal, like in the Santa Claus. Which, there it is again.
But Joe is totally woolly. He just took the hair from the top and put it down here, and then we can make a little mustache, and then we can...
Moving around with a magnet. Yeah.
This is actually a picture of when he lassoed his first figure. So
Yep.
Oh.
That. I mean, you guys are curious, so there you go. Feel free to use any of those pictures for the promo pics.
We're only going to use underage pictures of Joe from now on.
That's fine.
I'm
Not
gonna
planning on doing anything to them, are you, Dooch?
I'm just gonna use pictures of the lead singer from Anthrax and say that it was Joe.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, so last question. We kind of got through it already, but are you guys going trick-or-treating this year? And I am kind of curious, just kind of in your like in kind of your ranking of the holidays, how high does Halloween rank for you?
You probably want to start somewhere else.
No, because I don't want to end on you.
Okay. First of all, no, I haven't been trick-or-treating in a long time. We'll just say that. And on top of that, as far as Halloween ranking goes, man, I mean, it's probably higher than some things like President's Day or something, but like not any of the real holidays. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty low for me.
When my kids were young, I went all out for all the major holidays, you know, decorations and watching movies with them and all that kind of stuff. But as they got older and I got older, now I don't really decorate for any holidays unless the weather decorates for me. Like if all the trees fall off or all the leaves fall off of the trees before Halloween, it's like, hey, decorations. But no, I don't go out of my way to do anything. When I was young, I always liked Halloween, just kind of the spooky. holiday stuff. I don't know. I've never really thought about it enough to rank them, but it was pretty high up there, I think. Christmas is my number one, but because those are the fondest memories that I still have of being a kid. But I enjoyed Halloween too. I like Easter because I like to eat chocolate.
But not Halloween where you get chocolate.
You never get enough. People always give out things like gummy bears or, like popcorn balls and things like that.
Love a
And
good popcorn ball.
I had
you
to-
would.
Popcorn.
That's not never what I wanted. I wanted like a Three Musketeers. What's the matter with you people?
Yeah,
Give out candy.
I had to holler at Darla last year. She got one of those bags, like those miscellaneous bags where it's got like the little tiny thing. Like you get one little packet that has 2 sweet tarts in it and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Throw that away. Let's go to the store, get some full-size candy bars and stuff. Like listen, I don't go trick-or-treating, but I'm not going to be the person that's handing that stuff. You may as well be handing out nickels and toothbrushes and shit like that. Like, come on. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good point. So, I probably should have asked that. So, you'll still hand out candy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're not
I don't want my house egged.
You're not
You
the
know.
porch light off with,
No. Porch light is on. We don't get a lot down our street. We live in kind of it's not really like a gated neighborhood, but it's a pretty closed off area with, homeowner association kind of thing. So there's not a lot of foot traffic. So we don't get a lot of folks in our area. I think last year we may have had like 2 or 3 kids like the whole time. So, but those
So you got all the
kids,
full size. That's why Curtis wanted the full size candy bars because he gets to eat them because they don't get any kids.
No, listen, if I went to a house, I remember as a kid, like I wanted the good stuff. And so I want anybody that comes here, I want them to get the good stuff. So especially if like I look up and down the street and there's like lights off everywhere, like nobody else has their lights on. So if a kid takes the time to stop at our house with all the other houses around with the lights off, rather than just telling their parents, go to the next neighborhood, if they take the time to come to my house, they're going to get taken care of. So,
hell yeah.
nice. Jesse, I think it's up to you.
No, I don't go trick-or-treating anymore. It's
Aw.
been decades, unfortunately. I don't have kids, and I don't give out candy because I don't buy into the whole bullshit of doing trick or treat on like October 23rd because it's a Tuesday and we don't want the kids to be out late. No, you go trick or treating on Halloween, period. Otherwise, don't bother. I think that's so stupid.
Your town does that.
what if it's an event like the trunk or treats where they go to like a parking lot?
Well, that's different.
Stuff. Okay.
I mean, that's fine. Like, that, like, I don't have anything against that, but like, as far as like local neighborhoods, like, that's just so dumb. Like,
we've always, both towns
like,
I've lived in have always been October 31st is trick or treat. I've never heard of it being.
When I was a kid, I feel like it was always on Halloween night because that was like, I don't remember being different. And somewhere between going to college and moving back here, they moved it. And living on the town where I do, like it, I think they did it in the middle of the day, like last Saturday. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is so, it's like bright and sunny. Kids are just walking around. Now, granted, I know there's like safety issues and all that jazz, but like, it's like, man, I got to go do stuff and I got to wait for like 85 parents walking by with strollers and toddlers and all this stuff. It's like,
that was a Halloween parade. That wasn't trick or treat.
It wasn't a parade because the streets weren't closed.
Well, there was something in the last week or two where it was the kids got to go out and just have a parade.
No, this was there was no organization. It was just people up and down the street doing stuff.
Anarchy.
And it was the weekend. I know they usually do the Mechanicsburg parade is usually on like that's fine on like a weeknight.
That's an
or
evening.
Something.
Yeah. All right. Never
Like,
mind. I don't know.
I could totally see Jesse handing out pizza rolls.
They're the ones he's made himself for dinner. He's like, fine, take them.
Yeah.
You come visit me from out of state or a couple hour drive, and you watch a Halloween movie with me, like Dylan did. I'll make pizza rolls.
Speaking of
Just
Dylan,
randomly-
he mentioned Crow earlier. Now, if Halloween was like that in the movie, I'd be all for it. You know,
You mean arson?
Yeah, totally for it.
Well, that was
Murder and
that was
arson,
that wasn't
everybody.
even-
Happy Halloween from
That was the night before Halloween.
that was the 30th because that's double.
Yeah. That's
Because
right.
even
Yeah.
he's like Halloween ain't till mañana and all that. Yeah.
This
That was
says
a big, not to the point of the Crow, but like growing up around here, like I always heard it called Mischief Night.
Yep.
It's the night all the kids would go out and smash all the pumpkins and
Nice.
toilet that they would like prank all the houses, in neighborhoods and stuff.
so according to your town website, Streets of Treats was on the 19th, but actual trick-or-treating is still October 31st from 6 to 8.
Streets of
So,
Treats.
yeah.
I've never.
Well, good.
So
That sounds like something to do with prostitution. I don't
Well, there
know.
was Sibian things earlier. There was
it's
Sibian
a-
thing.
the event is held downtown. Pick up your trick-or-treating bag and a map of participating businesses, and you can also guess the weight of a pumpkin for a chance to win a prize. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't looked it up. I just know in the past it's been done on different nights because I think
Yeah,
the
that's crazy.
31st is like a Tuesday or
Thursday.
something, isn't it?
Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday this year. Yep.
I don't
Week
know
from
if-
yesterday.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Did I answer the question?
Sure. Obviously, the kids will go out trick or treating. They're all old enough now to where they can go on their own. But I've taken them out every year when they were younger. We'll be handing out candy, and I will say there is a lot of alternate events too. Like there's all these trunk or treats, and they had the school monster mash that was just earlier this evening, which is why I was a little bit late getting in here. Let's see how long I can keep going, and Curtis will keep his arm up. What you got, Curtis?
I was just wondering if you also go to PTA meetings.
I am not a member of the PTA. No, my wife is.
Do you don't go to parent teacher conferences?
The conferences, yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Sucker. Oh man.
Well,
all Kurt kids teachers thought that Darla was a single parent. All these
She didn't go either. She didn't go either.
really?
No,
Oh,
we're like, man, our kids are getting A's. If there's a problem, they'll call us. I ain't making time for that bullshit. This guy's like, oh, I'm taking the kids trick or treat and I'm going to talk to the teachers.
but I mean, trick or
Taking the kid to
treating.
sporting events, you know.
We got that tomorrow morning. We got his playoff game, but I gotta say, honestly, like trick or treating when I was a kid was fun, and I had a blast. One big difference between nowadays and then is nowadays trick or treating has a set time window, and for
Does it?
yeah, and like it's like usually we're like 6 to 8, somewhere in that range.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
When I was a kid, it was you waited till the sun went down and you went out until there were no porch lights left on.
That's the same
Like
here.
that.
I thought it was still the thing.
No, it's very, very scheduled, unfortunately. But honestly, I think I might have more of a blast nowadays just watching the kids enjoying it. To me, it's a lot of fun taking them out and handing out candy, and yeah, I just really enjoy
See,
it.
I enjoy it more now because I don't have to do shit and then I can buy my own candy.
November 1st, when's 50% off?
Yeah. I mean, like I have money and I know where they keep the candy, and I don't need to like go to strangers' houses. So I
it
think
tastes
that's
better from
now.
strangers.
No, it does not.
Everything's better with strangers.
All right, Sean, you going
Sean.
trick or treating?
I'm taking my kids, but I'm not going to be dressing up or anything. I'm scary enough as is. But no, like I haven't dressed up for trick or treat. Actually, no, I did it in my 20s because there was a girl in the apartment that I was living in that invited me to a Halloween thing, and I had nothing to wear at all, to like costume wise. So then I ended up putting on a leather jacket, and I already was shaving my head, but I shaved it clean, and I said I was Lex Luthor from Smallville, and everybody bought it. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Nice.
And I also did. I was David Dunn from Unbreakable one year for another Halloween party in my early 20s too. Anything with bald men, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. I can handle that. I don't want to wear a wig. I don't want to be that guy.
Sean loves dealing with bald men.
Yes, I do.
He'll make a deal.
Myself. Yes,
Oh,
that's all.
yeah.
But yeah, it's still fun to like my son. I want to say it was 2 years ago. He had it in his head he had to be Stay Puffed to go out trick-or-treating, and they actually had over at Spirit Halloween, they had an inflatable Stay Puft suit.
That's awesome.
So he's walking around the neighborhood with a motor running in the suit the whole time, and it was hysterical, and everybody was just like, oh my god, they thought it was the best thing, and it made me happy to see how well everybody else was reacting to him and all that. But
yeah, my son, my youngest boy, got the Tyrannosaurus Rex one.
Nice. Yeah.
The inflatable one. And it's got like a window like this in front. And the kid can't see anything. I bet he tripped and fell like 30 times. And then he's inside an inflatable.
So cushioned him.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt, but like he's in an inflatable suit, so he's just rolling around trying to stand back up, but can't. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, my oldest boy has the Snoopy inflatable one, and that, like, he's worn that thing for like 3 years in a row. When he first got it, he was like that, where he could barely see through the window, so he was tripping a lot. And then last year, he finally fits him like perfectly, but he decided he didn't want to go out, so he stayed and helped us hand out candy. But a lot of times he'd be waiting for kids to come, so he'd just be standing there like in our driveway, and then he'd scare the kids when we went to hand them candy because they just thought he was like an inflatable, because we've already got the inflatables out there too, you know what I mean? So he'd be standing there and all of a sudden they come up and he'd move it and be like, ah.
That's awesome.
Speaking of the Stay Puft thing, I just watched the the Frozen Empire Ghostbusters. I enjoyed that. I didn't see it in the theaters and stuff, but I thought that was pretty good. So
I have fallen asleep 3 times trying to make it through that movie. I been able to do it. Yeah.
I turned it on and it was late at night and I ended up watching the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. So
thanks to my girlfriend, I've seen the last 10 minutes of it, so I don't know if I'll ever get around to watching
there you go.
the whole thing.
I love it. All right.
Next. Is that it?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll go to This Week in Theaters. Let me pull up a random.
I will just say, just as you're pulling that up, I am very shocked that Curtis is not more into Halloween. I think that's the biggest surprise of the night. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, like you are literally a painter, but then you're like, oh, pumpkins, fuck that shit.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand how being a customizer has anything to do with decorating and being into Halloween. I think you can't apply those skills.
I think being artistic,
right? I think just that. I think it's.
Did you call me autistic?
Yes. Well, that's a whole
no, but
thing,
I mean, if the shirt fits.
I'm just saying, like I think there would be a lot of parallels. The way you guys sit down and like come up with your customs and everything, you know, like the guys who are tattoo artists and they like customizing. It's like it all. I just kind of think of that all kind of in the same wheelhouse. So it's just surprising to me. Like I said, just it's not good or bad or anything. Just surprising.
Yeah, I am. My number one is Thanksgiving, and my number 2 is Christmas.
See, and even there, I would have thought Christmas was higher on the list for him. So.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is absolutely number 1. I enjoy it so much. It's not even close.
Yeah, one more fun Halloween thing though, because for years when my kids were young, my work schedule, I'd get off of work at 7:00 at night, and because of the job that I did at the time, I would just leave my work clothes on and go trick or treating with the kids, and I'd just tell everybody that I was a work zombie. So. Yeah,
I've definitely done that before too. I'm a supermarket employee.
All right, here we go. Random number generator. landed on 1984. So let's see, 1984, and we're looking for it's right before Halloween. I'm guessing we're gonna have some sort of Halloween type movie. Let's see what
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
We are looking for Brewery 25th. Here we go. Number 1, we've got Teachers.
What the hell?
A well-meaning but burned-out high school teacher tries to maintain order against a backdrop of a pending lawsuit against his school district. When it comes to light, they gave a diploma to an illiterate steward. Say what?
That
less.
Oh,
that is starring. What's that?
What year was this?
84.
84. And it's the number
I've
one.
never even heard of that.
And that
Number
is
one.
starring Nick Nolte, Ralph Macchio, and Judd Hirsch. So,
All right. Next, we got Thief of Hearts. If you met Ray and Mickey Davis, you'd swear that they had a perfect marriage. But if you read Mickey's diary, you know the unrest is lurking beneath the surface.
that is
So far, this is a winner of a week. This
is an erotic thriller starring Scott Muller, Mickey Davis, and Buddy Calamara.
All right. Next, we got Places in the Heart. In North Texas, 1930s, a widow with 2 small children tries to save her small 40-acre farm with the help of a blind boarder and
Itinerant.
What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? Itinerant?
Like
Candyman?
traveling.
Yeah, like travel
Yeah.
vagabond.
Itinerary.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that is with Sally Field, John Malkovich, Ed Harris, and Danny Glover.
That's a pretty good cast. Little Drummer Girl, American actress with a penchant for lying, is forcibly recruited by Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, to trap a Palestinian man, I can't read where the shit today. Palestinian bomber by pretending to be the girlfriend of his dead brother. Man, this week is
1984 didn't know how to have any fun.
It's
I mean, it's 1984.
interestingly enough, that Little Drummer Girl, that was Diane Keaton in 1984. They remade that in 2018 with Florence Pugh starring. So
next is All of Me. Dying millionaire Edwina Cutwater has her soul transferred to the body of a younger, willing Terry Hoskins. However, something goes wrong and she finds herself in her lawyer, Roger Cobb's body, together with the lawyer.
and that is Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin. I think I've seen that one.
Next, we've got The Razor's Edge. He had everything he wanted. He learned that he had nothing and wanted everything. He saved the world, and then it shattered. The path to enlightenment is as sharp and narrow as a razor's edge.
And that is Bill Murray and Teresa Russell. I think, isn't this...
This is the movie that he flat out was like, I have to do this movie if you make me do Ghostbusters.
That's it. He only agreed to do Ghostbusters because they agreed to fund this movie.
Because this was a chance for Bill Murray to be a dramatic actor. He wasn't trying to be comedic in this movie.
This is what Bill Murray wanted to do. He did not want to do Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have A Soldier Story. An African-American officer investigates a murder in a racially charged situation in World War II.
That's stupid.
That is Denzel Washington and Adolf Caesar. Adolf Caesar.
Next, we have Jihad Boosters.
The Ho-Busters. Ho-Busters.
Hostess boosters. The 3 parapsychologists forced out of their university funding set up shop as a unique ghost removal service in New York City, attracting frightened yet skeptical customers. Next, we have
Irreconcilable.
There you go. Irreconcilable differences. And somebody is that poster supposed to be drawn on?
Yes.
Okay. It's confusing me. Alternating between past and present, the precious little girl sues her selfish, career-driven parents for emancipation, surprising them both.
I'm surprised that Curtis
that
could say
is-
emancipation.
Yeah. Who are these folks?
Drew Barrymore, Shelley Long, and Ryan O'Neal.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. And
These-
last, but maybe least, I don't know. Crimes of Fashion. Mysterious woman, fashion designer by day and prostitute by night, is hounded by two men, married father of two, and a sexually repressed preacher. Maybe she is the Gaho Buster.
And that is Ken Russell and Kathleen Turner.
Okay.
I agree, Terrence. These sound like made-up movies.
That's the joke. We made all of these up.
Mhm.
All right. We're gonna start down at the bottom with Sean. Sean, what are you seeing?
Oh, there's no way about it. I got to do Ghostbusters because everything else on this would probably make me want to drink a bullet by the end of it. Jesus. Yeah, I would actually be tempted with Razor's Edge just to see what Bill Murray was up to with that, but I don't care enough about it that Ghostbusters is the winner.
Yeah.
I will admit I was doing a terrible job at reading. I don't know what got into me. All right.
This has to be the worst week we've done with me on the show, at least.
I don't know. I think there's a clear cut like popular movie in here, whereas I've seen some weeks where it's like, yeah, it's nothing. So
definitely it's weird though, because these are almost all these movies have good actors in them.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I've never heard of them, I think, says it all. Yeah, I'm grabbing the popcorn and holding my lap and hoping Sean pulls from it during the movie. So yeah, we're going to see Ghostbusters.
Okay. All right. Jesse, are you also reaching into Dooch's popcorn?
More the merrier.
No, I'm not reaching into anyone's popcorn ever because popcorn is fucking gross. I am going to see Ghostbusters.
It's okay, Jesse. There's not real popcorn in there. It's my penis.
All the more reason to not reach inside of it.
I love Jesse so much because popcorn is fucking gross. All right, Joe, you're definitely gonna help Dooch out with his popcorn, right?
Only if there's extra butter.
Oh, I love it. Oil
Yeah,
it up.
Oh,
Not only is Ghostbusters the only movie that I've seen on this list, it's the only one I've heard of on this list. So, yeah, Ghostbusters.
Well, I will be going by myself because I am not going with you guys because I'm going to go see All of Me, which is actually a very fucking hilarious movie. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Steve Martin is amazing in this movie. So yeah, that's what I'm going to see.
That was the one tempting one on there, and I think I've seen it before, but
It is really good. Yeah, he does a good job at playing somebody that has two people in the same body. It's very interesting. Looking at the chat, and we've got nobody making a pick for anything because nobody wants to see any of this shit. I am TJ Williams says, come on now, who's gonna see Ghostbusters? Dave Organ says see Purple Rain 11, but you can't pick 11 because that is against the rules. So yeah. And yeah, apparently these movies are better than Purple Rain because they are in the top 10 and it was number 11. So money talks. Purple Rain walks. Ghostbusters was at 20 weeks at this point, still holding strong in the top 10. Everything else was 6 weeks or less. So yeah. Looking down a little bit further, you had Karate Kid just missing out, Purple Rain missing out. Ninja 3 The Domination,
Yeah.
Amadeus, Country, and Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. How did that not make it? Come on now. That's ridiculous. All right. I think that is it for this week in theaters. That was a rough one, folks, but check out All of Me. It is a good movie. And the only thing left. Lightning round.
All right. Back to me. Probably should come up with some Halloween ones, but I didn't. So you're getting what I have.
Okay.
So in, I wouldn't say recent news, but there's definitely been, and we're going to go, I started with Curtis for the other things. So we're going to go backwards. We'll go Sean, Jesse, Joe, Curtis. Definitely been a lot of fan speculation, fan hope, whatever. Spider-Man No Way Home was very popular. People are eager to see, something more with either Toby or Andrew. So if you guys had your choice, would you rather have Raimi version Spider-Man 4 or an Amazing Spider-Man 3?
Ugh.
If you could only have one. Lightning.
I'll go with the Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Jesse?
No.
I
don't want either one.
Okay. I heard you. That's your answer.
Raimi 4. It's just the time frame. I was really into that stuff back then. So,
I feel like the Raimi ones are perfect the way they are. I like the set the way that they are. Amazing Spider-Man, I felt like Garfield got cheated out of doing one more film. Even though he's way too tall to be Peter Parker, I love the way that he plays that role, and I would like to see him get one more shot. So I'm going to say Amazing Spider-Man 3.
I gotta agree. Amazing 3 is definitely a crime, and actually, I rewatched the Amazing series more than I do the Raimi.
Same.
So.
I think when I think of Spider-Man from being a kid, like just reading the comics and even like the cartoon that we had and stuff, like the main thing that I remember of Spider-Man is just like his little quips, his like little smart ass comments and things like that.
Yeah.
And Garfield has that down like perfectly. Like the way that he does that throughout those movies, I think is great. So even though looks wise, I don't think he looks the part, I think he sounds the part. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. Completely agree. All right. What the hell was I writing there? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but we didn't get too far into it, except that everyone hates popcorn balls. You're going out trick-or-treating. What would you most like to get in your bag of candy?
Ooh.
It's me again starting, or
yep.
Do we have to pick one, or can we pick like 2 or 3? Come on, I'm a fat kid.
Whatever you're gonna say.
Okay,
I'll pick one. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Excellent choice.
Full size Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh,
not those mini garbage things.
Three Musketeers for me.
Nice. That's another good one.
That is a good one.
All right, I'm a fat kid. I'm gonna go with 3. First, I'm gonna say banana Laffy Taffy. Oh yeah, love that. Next, I'm gonna go candy sticks, like the not the full size cigarettes, but like just the candy sticks that are like the cigarettes. That would be number 2. And number 3, and this is really gonna piss some people off, is that generic ass orange and black wrapper taffy bullshit.
Jesus Christ, man!
It's no wonder you don't like Halloween.
I fucking love that stuff. So yeah.
How do you pick the 3 worst candies possible?
Those are my three,
And
man.
what he like Mike and Ike's too. I mean, that doesn't help his cause either.
I'm not a Mike and Ike guy.
Who I thought you were. What was the one that you
No.
liked
He likes
that you
Good
were
and
all
Plenty.
about?
Good and Plenty.
Good
I
and
like
Plenty,
Mike.
yeah.
Good. They're all nasty.
It's Mike and Ike and that are almost like kissing
But they don't give
cousins.
out
I
Good
don't
and
know.
Plenties on Halloween. So yeah, Banana Laffy Taffy, Candy Sticks, the orange and black crap taffy. So
I feel like we're talking to the husband in Men in Black that's possessed by the bug, and he's telling you what he thinks everybody wants to hear, but it's all wrong.
If we had known Curtis though as kids, like we could have
We
given
would've
him all our
the crap
shit
stuff.
candy. Like
Exactly.
after, like eat all the good stuff and then send the crap.
That's why
over
my
to
kids
Curtis.
didn't mind giving me that shit when they'd get home. They're like, you don't want like the Snickers and the Twix.
Okay.
I'm like, no, you can keep all that.
How
shit.
do you pick 3 candies and not come up with one good one?
Exactly.
So
He
this
would
is
have
the thing.
been
I
the-
think Curtis had some sort of like gigantic traumatic event in his life to where he only got the 3 crappiest candies and he convinced himself he liked them
They tied him to a chair on Halloween and
because
forced
that's
that.
all that would ever be left for him to
Gee,
eat were those 3 candies.
I agree. And that's
He's like, man, I love these. These are great. And he told
Yep.
himself the lie enough times that he believes
Yep.
it.
And this is exactly why he hates Halloween now.
Exactly.
He's like,
I love
That's
those
what I
3
said.
candies, man. I would be over the moon.
Seriously,
Right?
it's like the Mikey Likes It Life commercial. It's like all of us would just give give him our crap, and it's like, look, Curtis likes it. Let him.
I'm not trying. I mean, obviously, we're making fun of Curtis, in good humor here. But like, I mean, everybody's got their own tastes and different things. But
but that's wrong.
you're like, I gotta pick 3. I'm gonna pick the 3. Nothing good. No one else ever wants to eat these.
Oh.
Well, then it should be easy for me to get those off of everybody out of their
They're
bags.
still in the grocery store on the shelves the next morning
From
after
1984.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen those black and orange wrap candies in a store ever. They just kind of appear on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, no one actually buys them.
I pissed off Joe so much that he just left. He's like,
I think he died. I think
Yeah.
he literally.
he's like,
passed
this is
out.
so bad. I'm out of here.
Oh my god.
I mean, come on.
I was like, I gotta go smoke a cigarette after that horrible answer to feel like I'm still alive.
Jeez, he's hugging his loved
Actually,
ones.
I may have to run to the store after this is over and go get some of those orange and black taffies now.
They don't sell them. They just magically appear on Halloween night in your bag. No one even
Just
puts
go
them in
cut
your
up-
bag.
They
Just
will
go cut up
always
some
be
vinyl
there.
floor from your bathroom and eat that instead.
I don't know that I've ever actually eaten them. I know I've gotten them, but I don't think I've ever actually been like, I need to open this and eat
It's
it.
like peanut butter taffy. It's really good.
What's that stuff? My stepdad used it in construction. Liquid nails. You put it in like.
It does
glue
look
gun.
like that.
Go eat
Yeah,
some liquid
construction
nail.
adhesive. Yeah,
It totally looks like liquid nails squeezed
Put a
into
little bit
a
of
wrapper
sugar on top of it, and you'll be fine.
with a little wax wrapper on it.
Good
Just eat the
Lord.
wrapper. It's better.
Well, I'm glad I was able to give you guys some unique answers.
I actually went and gave myself 10 lashes because of your bad picks. That's how bad that was. So.
It's like that taffy comes from like there's just dogs that they feed pure sugar to, nothing else until they die, and all they do is shit out that taffy. It's just
probably-
sugar shit.
They probably made that whole run of taffy like in 1 month period, and it's just lasted for the last 20 years.
Because nobody wants
That's
it.
what I'm saying. When Sean was saying it's still in the grocery store, like the batch from 1984.
No. It's from probably 19.
They made one batch
1950.
ever.
When the sugar shortage stopped, they finally did. That's what they made.
But
it. That they're like,
I know
oh,
candy
crap,
corn is a very volatile question to some people, but like that stuff, like compared to candy corn is like gourmet 12 Michelin star rating, like best food ever compared to all that stuff. Sorry, I'm not, man. Curtis, you don't usually get this visceral reaction about me about
Triggered
your choices, but,
Jesse.
like,
In Curtis's defense, when I was a kid, whatever I got, I ate it. So not first, but eventually I ate all the shitty candy too. So I never let anything go to waste.
How is that in defense of Curtis?
But it's still edible.
He's
You
saying
know,
he
I
would.
I'll agree
He would
that
eat it.
It
I
is
will.
edible.
I will say, Dave just said, or like the circus
Oh, the
peanuts.
circus
I won't eat
peanuts.
those.
I used to love those when I was a kid. I cannot eat them now. Like they almost cause me to vomit if I taste them.
Bleh, I
My
can't take
mom
that.
loved those. That was her favorite candy was circus peanuts.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Especially if you look at them and you're like, these kind of look like tiny dicks.
Did
That's why I wanted to try it.
now. Dooch, did you give us your answer? Or were you so shook from mine that you couldn't come up with one? Did I steal your answers? Is that what happened?
No.
Bread and water are a better answer.
Dude is like, damn it.
I hope I get the apple
before me. He took
I hope I get the
ones.
apple over your candy.
Dude
Give me
just wants
the
the
toothpaste.
toothbrush.
Yeah, give me the
toothbrush.
toothpaste.
Dude
Give
heard
me
my
the razor
ruler.
blade and the
Give me the
hypodermic needle.
ruler.
Yeah.
Like, I will take
Heard my choice.
nickels
He's like, I
over
hope I get
stuff
the candy
Curtis
bar with
ate.
the razor blade in it.
I would literally eat the nickels people gave me before I'd eat the stuff that Curtis is saying.
Well, it's like that Saturday Night Live skit where it's for Christmas, where it's like the worst toy company. It's like, here's a bag of glass, here's a sack of nails. Like,
So,
give me that
TJ
stuff.
Williams says Necco wafers with a vomit emoji. That's one of my favorite candies as well.
It is, unfortunately.
the Necco
He's
wafers.
not even trolling you. We've had that discussion.
No,
before.
I love the Necco wafers. So
Is this why you like raw potatoes?
This
Maybe,
is
I don't
actually Bizarro Curtis, everyone. We don't know
Like,
what happened
Curtis
to the real Curtis.
Curtis never got to walk into the kitchen when Mom was making like chocolate chip cookies or cake and got to lick the batter off the the spoon or anything like that. It was like, nope, here's some potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm
So,
sorry.
dude, I'm sorry I took the good ones, but anything left that you would want to get for Halloween?
I definitely. Give me a nice full size crunch bar. Any crunch bar, really. I love a good crunch or crackle, but crunch slightly edges it out. So, I did just randomly remember though. One year I got a pack of Super Mario trading cards, and that was really fucking cool. I don't know why that memory just popped back in my head, but that was.
That's not candy.
I know. I'm just saying it just. For whatever reason, it randomly popped in my head. It's not candy. My candy answer is crunch or crackle.
I am 100% not joking. Those are my favorite Halloween candies. My favoriteest candy of all time is Good and Plenty's.
We've been over this, unfortunately.
That's my number one. But the ones that I mentioned are definitely my favorite for Halloween, with no joking around. So
I'm regretting.
I was gonna work on a custom after this show is over, but I think I need to go watch like 5 hours of like fail videos and like just adorable animals to make myself feel better about the world.
He's gonna go watch that duck video.
I regret ever inventing the lightning round at this point. I wish I'd never come up with this segment. So.
Like, nope. Nope, I'm not going to open that.
All right, we still got one more lightning round question.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yep.
Killed it with that one.
Thank you for letting me do 3.
Candy corn, yay or nay?
Nay.
Yay. The yellow, orange, and white.
Yeah, traditional candy corn.
Yeah, I'll eat candy corn.
Yay, but it has to be like, it's basically like one time a year. So it's like for St. Patty's
he's
Day,
picky about.
Well, like St. Patty's Day, I'll do corned beef and cabbage, but I can't like just all throughout the year do corned beef and cabbage. Like that's not, I can't do that. Same thing with candy corns. Like, yeah, you give it to me in October, I'm gonna eat it. You give me some candy corn in like February, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck's wrong with you. So
corned beef and cabbage is not an Irish meal.
It is in my house.
No, but we eat it on St. Patrick's.
Eats it with his raw potatoes.
That at least makes sense.
It does have potatoes. They're not raw though.
I love candy corn and the mellow creams, like the pumpkins and stuff. I love all that shit. But yeah, especially the candy corn.
They all taste like wax with sugar in it, but I'll eat them. I'm not picky.
Still better than those black and orange pieces of shit.
And freaking Necco wafers.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in
I-
for our last ever lightning round. Curtis,
I even
killed
like,
it.
okay, like I know some people that'll eat the Necco wafers, but they won't eat the black ones. I like the black ones too. The black licorice. Yeah.
There's a
I'm
black
all
licorice Necco wafer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, there's a Necco wafer pack that's just black licorice. The whole thing is just the black.
Hey,
one.
kids, you want to try a piece of candy that feels like paper in your mouth and tastes like the memory of a burp of a fart someone squeezed out of the flavor of the thing you love? We've got Necco wafers just for you. Someone tried a lemon 48 years ago and they're trying to remember what it tasted like. Necco wafers.
Yeah. I just finished a pack of Good and Plenty's last night, man.
So White Claw.
I do like when they sometimes you'll get a box that I don't know, it just didn't have a good enough seal or whatever to where they get like stale. They're a little bit harder, and I like those better. If they're fresh and they're like soft and stuff, I gotta let them sit out for a little bit. So, but anyway,
nothing like a good stale wafer.
yeah, no, I'm talking that was the Good and Plenty's. That's the squishy things. So, but yeah, that's the same thing with Peeps. Like I can't eat Peeps unless they've sat out for like a week, and they get a little bit hard, a little chewy. So
Kurt, stop talking. Just stop talking about stuff you like to eat. It's all
you don't like Peeps either?
No.
Oh,
I would
man.
eat a circus peanut before I ate a peep.
Really?
Yeah.
Peeps are fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude just came back to say that. He was off screen. He's like,
Dude, I was in my
not a-
bedroom. I was laying in bed. I was pulling the covers up, and I heard this bullshit. I had to get dressed again and come back down here.
Dude was in bed watching Event Horizon and came back just to tell us. All right. Well, that's it. I think this may be the last OffWorld, folks. Check out Legion's Quest on this same channel. We've been doing a D&D campaign with Trevor, Nate, myself, Jesse, and Joe. We are at episode 10. We are not going to do another episode till after Legion's Con, so this is a great time to catch up if you haven't already. So check that out. We had a fun adventure this last time. We all leveled up as well. So we're at level 4 now, and it's a lot of fun. So check that out. Sunday, if you're a Legions fan, we've got a lot of guests on Sunday. We've got from Four Horsemen Studios, we've got the director of sales. We've also got the director of marketing. We've got one of the main customizers in the community. We've got the host of Mythic Conversations. We've got a good friend to myself and Jesse. One of the founding members of Wolf King Customs. And guess what? All of those people are all Jeremy Gerard. So he will be on Sunday. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll explore all the personalities of Jeremy Gerard. Tomorrow I'll be on Purple Gang Live. And I think they've got a couple it's also Jeremy Gerard. So he's on there as well. So check out Jeremy all weekend running the Gerard Gauntlet. And then Oz's Clubhouse tomorrow. You going to be on, Joe, now that you don't have to travel?
Yeah, I'm not sure, just because a punk with toys is doing a 36-hour stream to raise money for Toys for Tots.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the Clubhouse is going to be part of that. So I don't know if it's going to be the usual format or something different. I have to go to a different town after work tomorrow to buy Halloween costumes. If I get back in time and I'm allowed on the show, I will be on the show.
Nice.
If any of those variables don't work out, then I won't be. But maybe.
All right.
Tune in anyways. It's for a good cause. Buying toys for kids. So
Absolutely.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you're plugging stuff. I've got to share this. So candystore.com surveyed more than 30,000 people asking
Oh boy,
them
this is going to not be good.
that very question about the worst Halloween candy. Here are the somewhat debatable results. Now, there's some things I like on here, so I'm going to, take my shame right along with Curtis, but look at this list. Bit-O Honey, horrible, garbage candy.
Correct.
Good and Plenty, number 9. So second from the bottom.
Disgusting. Yep.
Black Licorice, number 8. Absolute
I like
garbage.
black licorice.
Smarties are fine. Like, I won't go buy them myself, but if I get them, I'll eat them. Tootsie Rolls
Yeah,
are fine.
Agreed. Yep.
Necco
I'm good with
wafers,
Tootsie
blah.
Roll.
Yeah.
Wax cola bottles,
No.
they're fun for about a half a second, and then it's just wax. And apparently those candies are called peanut butter kisses.
I've never heard
They're
them called
amazing.
that.
So I will say I won't mess with circus peanuts. Smarties, I could take them or leave them. Everything else on this list, I pretty much love. So,
Smarties were our church candy. Mom always had them in her purse during church.
Yeah, I can
And that's
mess
a loud wrapper to have in church.
It is.
I don't give a shit. I got to eat Smarties while listening to him drone on. So
I could mess up some Tootsie Rolls. Those peanut butter kisses are the best. Black licorice, good and plenty. I love Bit-O Honey. Bit-O Honey is amazing. The wax bottles, yes. Gimme, and Necco wafers for sure. So, wait.
Wait, you're not going to go over the best?
Because
Well,
I
it
don't.
didn't have a graphic. So here's the 10.
We can read.
Here's the top 10. So 10 to 1. Number 10, Hershey Bar. Number 9, Skittles. Number 8, Sour Patch Kids. 7, Butterfinger. 6, Nerds. 5, M&Ms. 4, Kit Kat. Yes. 3, Twix. Yes. 2, Snickers. Should be 4. 1, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Okay, this list I only like 2 of. I like 8 on the first list you showed. I only like 2 of those.
That sounds accurate. I don't agree with the nerd. The nerds are the big thing where I'm like, yeah. But
Wait.
Yeah,
I want to
Nerds
talk
should be
about
at
the
bottom.
dead alligator in that photo.
that's based on his other viewing history. So
Video shows how alligators cope with freezing temperatures. They die. That's how they cope with it.
Jesse likes looking up alligator
They
stuff.
moved south to Florida.
I don't. This is just what's on this page. I just searched worst candies, and
All right. I think they got the list backwards.
Again, Bizarro Curtis.
take it up with candystore.com.
Dude, I
That's
definitely
where that
got to
list
go get
came
me
from.
some peanut butter kisses now. Those are so good.
I think I saw porn one's called peanut
I will
butter.
say that's pretty bad for American candy. I've had some candy people brought me back from, not me specifically, brought back and shared with us from, like, I don't know if it was Mexico. It was somewhere south of the American border. And it just tasted like sawdust, like weird, not good, spicy sawdust.
Yeah, there was one that a friend of mine used to bring back from Mexico. That it looked like a chicken, like a cooked chicken, and it tasted like chicken, but was sweet. And then they put chili powder on it, so it was like eating like sweet, like a chicken bouillon cube with like sugar and chili powder on it.
None of those things should go together.
It was awful, but they loved them. So, do each
I would
their own,
like-
I suppose.
I would like to point out when I go to candystore.com and go to their best sellers page, Tootsie Roll and Smarties are right at the top of their best sellers. So I
I guess was a specific survey they did from customers, not sales.
Where
right.
peanut
So
butter
the same
kisses-
customers that are rating that the worst candy are also buying a crap ton of them to make them their best sellers.
where are peanut butter kisses on that list?
Not even there.
They haven't sold.
I think their
25
survey
years.
is flawed. I call into contest their methodology.
It's been 25 years since they sold a pack of those.
What does their sales have to do with a survey like that?
If their survey, so their best sellers should be based on the customers buying them, but then they survey the customers, and the customers are saying they're their worst.
I think what happens is some people are not as courageous as me to actually come out and say that they like some of these candies, even though that is what they're buying. They're buying them, but they don't want to tell people, hey, I like Necco wafers, but they are buying them.
I think Steph's nailed it here. Curtis just likes old grandpa candy.
This way, he didn't say anything about Werther's.
I was gonna say I love Werther's. Werther's are an awesome candy.
It says candystore.com surveyed more than 30,000 people, not 30,000 customers.
Right. I'm just saying. I think the whole survey is flawed. I think they pulled a bad pool. So I want it stricken from the record.
I'm just glad they surveyed more. I hate when I see a survey. It's like, oh, we asked 100 people their opinion. Like,
yeah, I pulled this up from stuff. I need to give Darla my peanut butter bosoms.
You're gonna give Darla your bosoms
recipe, whatever it is, anything peanut butter. Yeah, definitely.
I
like those like was it no bake stuff? You ever had like the peanut butter no bake thing?
Yeah, no bake.
You're talking about no bake cookies right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you not like those either?
It looks like someone shit out Rice Krispies.
It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's what it tastes like, man.
It tastes like someone shit out straw and covered it in fake chocolate that has no flavor.
Dude,
Jesse, I keep telling you, just close your eyes and open your mouth, and everything's gonna be fine.
Sewer rat can taste like pumpkin pie, but I never know because I never eat the dirty son of a bitch. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything you want to promote or talk about or whatever's? No.
You've killed us all.
We got a 2.0 next week, and then we will not have a show the following week. We will be at Legions Con, but we will be doing a show Sunday night, a combined Shooting the Shelf OffWorld production on Sunday in the hallway. We'll be grabbing people, not letting them pee. And we'll try to see if we can get a cardboard cutout of Sean there. So,
Tooch, are you coming? I don't. Did we ever get an answer to that?
Tooch is gonna be there, right?
You have not gotten an answer about that.
Oh wow.
Are we going to?
You will.
Other than when we get there and find out you're not there or you are there?
Well, I better plan to bring some equipment then, because last time we used his computer and mic. That'd be really shitty if we showed up to do a show.
I was actually going to talk to you guys after the show, but no, I will not be attending. Unfortunately,
We'll have to figure out
my
equipment.
plan, but
I'm finally going to be there, and you guys aren't going to come. What the hell?
I can't.
No, they still might. They just won't be there.
I come every.
What is happening? I'm so confused.
But yeah, Curtis, we'll
that.
definitely talk, and if I need to send you anything or whatever, we'll figure it out.
No,
So
I think we'll be fine. I'll just have to figure out. I'll have to fit something. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching and enjoying our candy discussion. So we will talk
and everything else.
Yeah, and everything else.
We talked about all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm hungry for candy. All right, here we go. I'll talk to you folks later.
Shouldn't call it candy.
See you on the OffWorld.